Hey, and welcome. We are at episode 20 of our driving show. I'm headed to the gym. It has been crazy hot here in San Jose. Really, most of California in this area, in the Bay Area, getting up to triple digits, which is, it happens every once in a while, but not enough where we really know what to do. So, this morning at a little bit, 6:30 when I got up, 70 degrees out, which I'm like, oh, there's no cool breeze, cool anything. And then very quickly, by the time I was walking the dog, a little before 9, it was 85 degrees, supposed to be around 101. So, man, crazy. But we did go to the beach yesterday, and it was 30 degrees cooler at the beach, which is 30 to 40 minutes away up and over Santa Cruz Mountains to get to Santa Cruz. So that was really nice. I had a light jacket on, and then getting in the car, I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys, this minivan almost just hit me because they don't understand when you merge onto a freeway, you go every other, man. Wow. But I didn't die, I didn't get hit, so that's good. Oh, and they're swerving all over the place. So with those people, I'm always just like, you know what? You're going to come to your own doom sometime. And it's sad because it's probably going to be hitting someone else. And so that person's going to have to suffer. But come on, people. But I had to take my jacket off before we were getting in the car to come back. Because I was like, I know it's going to be hot when we get back. And even now, I think it's probably close to 100. But my car says 98. So yeah, it's close. But my phone may also overheat again as it did in the last video because it is in the sun, but I have the AC up full blast. So I'm trying to talk a little bit louder too so that you don't hear the only, you can still hear my voice. So hopefully that is coming through. But I feel like it's been forever since we talked, and I feel like on the big scheme of things I haven't done all too much because I'm still working towards getting Unearth that course. I'm still working on getting that launched officially, but I've been setting up a lot of smaller things that go into it, which not only will help for this course, but it's helping the overall foundation of my business. So I wanted to share a little bit about that today because I think it is, one, cool to hear, cool for me to document so I can remember what I did, but also some key things that are important that if you have your own business or you're wanting to, just hearing how I've been working through this, I think will be helpful. So I have been building the landing page on Card. So that is a landing page platform. Remember, you want to have everyone, you want the ads to lead there, and you don't want to distract them with other links, other products you offer. You want to hone in and say, this is the one thing I want you to buy it, please. So because I have that and I don't have a normal shop through Shopify or some other site out there, I have a Stripe button on that. So when they click that Stripe button, it takes them to a Stripe page. They handle all the payment stuff, so phew, good, because I don't want to have to deal with any of that. Same with refunds. If they do ask for a refund, I still probably have to process it unless I go through their credit card, but I would do that through Stripe. So it's nothing as scary as if I had to, hold all that information. Then once the payment goes through, it brings them back to the landing page because I told it to give it a success. Once it goes through, where do you want to send the customer? And so because it's all digital products right now, I need to send the stuff to them through email. So I had an email sign up, give me your email, boom, we will send it to you. But the problem I was finding in the last couple of days was I needed to, or kind of the last thing I needed to do was hook it up to Beehive, the emailing platform I'm using. And so I've used Klaviyo in the past, and in Klaviyo, all you do is create a list. It'll give you the code names, and then you create a new API for it, you plug it in, person adds that, cool, then it will trigger an automation if they sign up for that specific list. Beehive, though, they are a little different, and I was telling someone, I was like, I think they just make things way more difficult than it has to be. So I couldn't get that to work. I couldn't figure out how to trigger when someone signed up. And even for my join.fisherphilbrick site, that wasn't even working. So, it's kind of good no one had tried it out because they wouldn't have gotten the information and the emails they should have when they signed up. So I went on this long hunt of reading through so many articles, and everything it was giving me was just like just enough to know how to do it, but also not the thing I needed it to do. And so I finally found on YouTube, thank goodness, another guy named Michael, and he showed like the whole process of how to set everything up. But basically in Beehive, you create an email form, and then you embed that form, like the simple version where it's a box that says enter your email, subscribe. You add that to your website or landing page. And luckily in Card, I know how to do that, and that's what his tutorial was for. So it was just a completely different route than I'm used to, where normally in Card you would add an email form, choose Beehive, and then enter in the things it tells you to do. Where this is like a different way. But the good thing is, then I can use, whenever someone fills out that specific email form, which is for Unearth, it will trigger the automation, which will send them the course itself. So, man, I figured that out like right as the workday was ending, and I was like, I'm happy I figured it out, but frustrated because the one thing I was supposed to do in that day was like get the basic automation set up of like, thanks for your purchase, here's your course. And so I learned how I could do it, but I didn't actually do that. So yesterday and then today I was putting things together for that, but I realized, like after I got home from the beach trip, that's when I was putting together the email automation to send them with the course. I wanted to send the first one to them, like here's your course, and then the second one is how's everything going? A day later, here's that resource I mentioned in the course that will be great to go through once you have gone through the course to get you started. And then if you need additional help, you buy the masterclass, so on and so forth. But then I was like, well, reviews are so important, and I need to have a way to capture reviews. And I asked my mentor about that in our last mentor call, what he used, and he gave me the name. It's called Senja, Senja, and he said he's tried a bunch and that's the best one. So I take his word for it. I'm like, that's why mentors are so helpful, because they've gone through so much. Same with as I get to a position where I can help mentor you if you are listening and you need help either starting or maybe you already have one and building, growing it, promoting it. That's like, I'm going through so much right now, and the perk of it, even when I am having a hard time and struggling and just like so frustrated because it takes way longer than it should, is that I'm learning it for you, so then I can share that knowledge with people who are paying me to share knowledge to skip ahead. So instead of spending days on this one thing, I tell you how to do it and it takes like 20 minutes. Like, oh, amazing. So he told me about that site, and so I set that up, and then I realized that I could create a card page for it, because I couldn't figure out how to kind of like use a site of their own to do it that I would direct people to. But I was like, I think it looks better anyways if I can create a subdomain. So that is where, join.fisherphilbrick, join is the subdomain, I guess you would say. And I can add those for free, like unlimited, with the DNS of the domain provider. So that's something to think about. And I haven't mentioned it on the show, but in previous content I've talked about it. That's why when you see, so you're on someone's main website and then you click for like the help and support, and then it goes help.fisherphilbrick.com. They are likely using a whole different platform that is actually suited for doing help, support, customer service. And you'll notice a lot of those sites do look different. They still have their branding, but I mean, you just add your logo and choose the colors. So that is something interesting that if you don't know, that's what people do. So that's what I've been doing, where I had my main website through WordPress, which I actually just changed that as well. Oh, they just opened up the lanes right there. Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh, wow. I'll talk about that later. I'm almost to the gym and wow, okay. But I have the main website, and then I can do join.fisherphilbrick. I can do apply.fisherphilbrick, and all of these different ones. Same with my products. Unearth.fisherphilbrick.com will be for the course, and it's a single landing page. So that's the really cool thing, and how I work everything together is I can basically have multiple websites, because Card lets you have 10 if you're paying the $19 a year, which I think pretty soon I'm going to have to pay where you can get more, because I'm using all of them up now. So I'm like, but I put the review through Senja, they had codes that you can embed it. So I know how to embed things in card. Hooray! That's another thing where I'm like, months ago I had no idea what that even was, but I can embed things. So I embedded in this reviews.fisherphilbrick.com a form that you can fill out, a testimonial. That's what they call them, which is better than reviews, but testimonials.fisherphilbrick is too long. So I'm like, reviews, people know what that means, but the actual wording on the site and everything else is, do you have a testimonial to share with us? So you can fill it out there, and then I've embedded another area where it shows the current testimonial. So the cool thing with Senja too is that you can import them from different accounts. So I had 4 reviews given to the business on Facebook. So I hooked up my Facebook account, and then through that it has imported them in. And so I'll put the link for the review page so you can check it out if you're watching this on YouTube. But that's the really cool thing, is that already I have 4 reviews or testimonials, and then from here I'm gonna try to build up and just get more people to fill that out, both when they're on the podcast as well as when they are going through an item. So the whole reason though I took a break from doing the automation was to set up this review site and system so that a week after they purchase the course that I'm coming out with, it will send them a, hey, basically, how's everything going? I hope you're getting everything out of it that you need to. Do you need any help? Let me know. By the way, if you're enjoying this, we would love your review, basically a testimonial. And then I should be able to, and this is, I'm not sure right now because in the Senja account I'm using a free one, so I might have to pay for it, but they are supposed to have different ways where you can kind of sort your different reviews and pair them together. So then once I get reviews for this Unearth course, then I can embed those directly into the site, the landing page that I have for the course, which should encourage more people to buy it. As you get more and more people leaving reviews, then it's easier for other people to go ahead and purchase it. So that's what I've been working on. And it's one of those things where it is the foundations of everything. So that's very exciting, and knowing that I still haven't launched the course yet or created the ads to do it, but I have the foundation set in place so that everything going forward, I know how to send people through a landing page to pay, to coming back into it, to then emailing them the product or service they've purchased, to then I can also get the reviews now, which will help me get more purchases. So it's one of those things that's just crazy. And I know when you pay for online shopping sites, a lot of those will have it built in. So you're not actually having to do everything manually as I'm doing it. But if you get to a point where you don't like your website, or maybe you do have reviews all over and they don't let you collect those, definitely try out Senja and see what that is, because it imports them, and man, it just looks so nice and so clean. So I'm going to leave it here with you all today. I'm headed into the gym to swim. So if you have not worked out today, go ahead, get some walking in, exercising, even if it's inside at your house, especially where I'm at, because it's about 100 degrees. So probably too hot to go walking now, but definitely go out and take care of your health and yourself. Your body is going to thank you so much. But I'll talk to you, I'm not sure tomorrow because it's the 4th of July, so I don't know what my schedule is going to be, but I'll talk to you probably Friday. So at least one